when you were younger, did you know you were gay?
I knew that I liked guys around grade 7. Like, I didn't know what it meant. I just knew that, like, I was strangely attracted to them in a way that I was like, I don't think anybody else is feeling this way.
Inside, did you feel scared?
Oh, so scared. I was like, this is wrong. I shouldn't be doing this. I just shut it off as much as I could until university.
So, really? So
Yeah.
you didn't come out to university?
I didn't come until I was 21.
Did your parents, your mom or your dad kind of... Did
they
you dress
say
up
they
in
didn't-
girls' clothes and things
No,
like that?
I grew up on a farm in Saskatchewan, so I was legit a dude. I played hockey, volleyball, I did everything that a guy should do. My favorite groups were like the Spice Girls, Hanson. Those were sort of telltale signs, but in the midst of all
Taylor Swift, she's all right.
But the thing is, now we don't claim those things as like marking somebody as gay anymore, because I feel like our definition has changed.
Don't worry about the people who are talking behind your back. There's a reason why they're behind you. Today's episode is brought to you by Mad Artist Publishing and their brand new upcoming book, Bond. It is an artist tribute to James Bond films and their characters. Check this out, pre-order, back it, get your hands on this. Ooh, the police. See what I'm saying? There's cops everywhere.
Everywhere, man.
What's going on,
hey,
man?
How's it going?
Good.
Good to meet you.
You look like you're dressed for the beach.
I am. We're going after this. That's where I'm headed, yeah.
So hey guys, everybody, Marcin here with Justin.
Hey guys.
Is it Gerhard or Gerhard?
Gerhard.
Gerhard.
It's German. It's if you were German, it would make sense.
Well, I'm Polish.
Well, okay, so there you go.
Yeah.
You were closest. Most people are like Gerhard is like the first thing that comes out of their mouth.
Well, I mean, people butcher my last name and first name as well.
There you go. I'm sure you're used to it. So.
Yeah, so I'm used to it. No worries. So he is the host of the Gay Man channel.
You got it.
Right, on YouTube.
You got it.
And
are you Gayforjustin is the question.
I don't know. I'll tell you after the interview. So here on the UberExperiment, we talk about business, ideas, and passion.
Beautiful.
And drive
what
around.
a great way to do it.
Right? Just
drive
in the car,
around the city.
chill out.
When did you come up with this idea?
Oh, you want to know the idea? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm an entrepreneur.
Okay. Have you ever been an Uber driver?
Never.
Okay.
No.
Cool.
Because I was asked to write an article for a business site
Okay.
about what it's like to be an Uber driver, and me being an entrepreneur, I always try and find ways to supplement my income while growing my business, whatever it is that I want to do.
Totally.
And because I mentor entrepreneurs with futurepreneur.ca, I wanted to see what this whole hoopla was about. It wasn't that I wanted to see how much money you could make.
You just wanted to see what the deal is.
Exactly. I went and I registered. I drove. I was super nervous. Very, very, very nervous. Didn't know what to expect. And then I drove for 6 hours, and all I picked up was, in my opinion, just very interesting people. So marketing consultant, advertising consultants, and then it was, for me, it was like I was networking in
While
the car,
you're making money.
and I wasn't thinking about making money because I didn't know what to expect.
Right.
But true, like you.
But like you were.
Yeah, I ended up making $44 an hour. That was the average. Like, where do you make $44 an hour?
You have to serve to make $44 an hour. Like, and even then, it's not consistently that kind of money.
Right,
So-
exactly. I went home and I talked to a couple of friends of mine who are entrepreneurs. We're like a little small think tank.
Yeah.
And we're like, you know what? Everybody should hear this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, the stuff that's coming out of these people's mouth is just gold.
Yep.
You don't learn this in school.
No.
So it's not boring. We're making business fun.
Yeah. I feel like our generation is all about making it.
It's not about stuffy business suits.
like even if you live
Bay
that
Street.
9 to 5 life, like we're trying to spice that 9 to 5 life up as much as we can.
Right.
And I feel like we're not going to just comply with what our elders think is like the way it has to be done.
Yes, well, we'll definitely get to that. So let me just finish up my story so you know how it all came to be.
Yeah.
2 days later, I branded it. That's what I'm good at, branding and making things look like it's
Like
legit.
it's something.
Like it's something.
You're Steve Jobs, really.
Well, I'm not a Steve Jobs.
I mean, but that's what he did.
He's a visionary.
He didn't even have the computer inside the box. He just had the box.
I just saw that people would want to see this. I didn't know why they would. I just thought that I would want to see this, and I don't want to see a lot of stuff.
Exactly. I will get into what I'm going to say.
So I bought a GoPro, and I stuck it in the car. Didn't know what to expect. Didn't care about the legalities of recording people. I was like, I'll deal with this after.
Yeah.
First day was awesome, and the end of the day, I knew it was gonna be big when one of the last people I picked up was Ed Robertson from Bare Naked Ladies.
Yeah.
The thing
you
is,
just picked him up
randomly.
That's the best part.
And I didn't even know who he was because I'm not really starstruck. I know the songs, but I don't follow celebrities.
Because it's a band, you don't necessarily know everybody.
So if you watch the episode, I'm talking. So what do you do? Oh, I'm a musician. And we're like shooting the shit.
And you're legit just being like, I don't know who you are, but
right. And then so when he's like, yeah, I'm in the band, and what's the name? Like, what's it called? Bare Naked Ladies. And I'm like, I was like, what?
And
what is it? Like, are you in a band?
Yes, I'm in a band.
Okay.
We're called Bare Naked Ladies.
Oh my god!
And the fact, like, they've been around for a while.
Yeah, they have. So
Are
we
they
got
still making music?
Yeah.
Amazing.
And the funny thing is, which I'm quoting you, Ed, is that only Canadian people say that.
Yeah?
That's what he said. And it's just Canadians, they're just always like, oh, you guys are still around? He's like, yeah, we're still. You know, he did the Big Bang Theory song, right?
Did he?
Yeah. So the theme song to it,
That's
he wrote it.
Amazing. Yeah. I did not know that. Congratulations. Proud Canadians. Though, I feel like, why aren't we doing more Canadian shows then?
And I will tell you that. And that's because of the corporations and the red tape behind it.
Oh.
Like, we had a producer of the show. We were locked in with a contract. And as of yesterday, that contract is no longer valid. And I have another YouTube channel, which is how we met at the YouTube space.
Yeah.
We have a consultant now because we're signed under Broadband TV. Shout out, Dan.
So am I.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that. So we have a consultant, and he's been teaching us stuff that I didn't know. So when I told him about this, he's like, dude, don't even bother trying to get this on TV. He's like, just grow.
Really?
He's like,
just grow the YouTube.
Grow the YouTube.
It's true, because I feel like TV it's not like it's going away. It's just that there's so much more opportunity in the digital media area.
There is nobody you really have to cater to except the copyrights on YouTube.
Exactly. That's it.
Right. So
and then you can grow it from there. And then,
exactly. It's almost like you've proving the market on your own.
So when you can go to a network, or you go to even another digital media source like Netflix or something, you have like this proof and this following already.
Exactly. Like, we're right now talking to Roku. You know the Roku box?
Yeah.
Right? Exactly. And they're going to look at us and they're like, well, what have you done? We're like, we got 30 hours of content. And so that's what they're looking for.
Yeah.
TV is like, well, is this going to sell to our audience?
Exactly.
It's a completely different platform. So that's how, and then now
this is it.
So now let's get to you.
Me.
Why should I be Gayforjustin?
You should be Gayforjustin because there's only one Justin.
What about Bieber?
I mean,
there's lots of people that are gay.
There's a lot of Justins out there, but none of them are as cool and as gay as
you have
me.
You have a business card? Gayforjustin.
Gayforjustin / my tagline is always y'all stay fabulous now. So the Gayforjustin came about because Gay Men channel was sort of a brother channel to the Gay Women channel. That's how it all started.
So there's a separate channel.
There's the Gay Men channel, and then there's the Gay Women channel.
Okay.
There's two girls, Sarah and Adriana, that run the Gay Women channel, which is now called Unsolicited Projects. It was their original name. And so they could do content that wasn't just specifically gay women related. It was like, let's open it up to all women.
Okay.
They eventually asked me if I'd be the host of the Gay Men channel, and
how long ago was this?
This is 1.5 years ago.
Okay, you've done very well in 1.5 years.
It's been going pretty good, yeah. So we were kind of doing it together at the beginning. They sort of helped me get going, and then eventually I asked if I could take it over myself and just do it on my own, because as much as we work really well together, but they have their channel, I have my channel, we'll collaborate when we want to. It just made more sense.
Right.
And so we sort of then separated the branding a little bit too, and we decided, like, okay, what's gonna be like my weekly vlog called, and that's what I came up with as the Gayforjustin. So #Gayforjustin lives as like my weekly time to chat with my fans, basically.
Do you do it live?
I've done some live stuff. I did some RuPaul's Drag Race recap live this year. I wanted just something on my channel to live like every week, and if I choose to do other videos, that'll be in addition.
Okay.
But the Gayforjustins live as like once a week, pick a topic or just anything that's going on in my life and talk to my audience.
I mean, it's an evolution of the channel.
Yeah.
Right. I didn't know what was gonna be, and I'm still driving around randomly.
Yeah.
And picking up people, but
totally,
that's not really what I want to keep doing, because it's hard.
Yeah.
Because while the episodes that did make it last year, I probably picked up over 100 people.
Yeah.
And out of that, not everybody wanted to chat, and people don't believe. People don't believe that it's real.
Yeah.
So I actually have those, but the thing is, I'm gonna get you to sign a release. Of course,
totally.
I have to.
I guess you have to.
But those people wouldn't. don't. But what I would do is I blur them out and I fudge their voices so they can see that for 20 minutes I'm just sitting there. I'm like, oh man, and I can't even talk to them.
Yeah,
because it is real.
Like the Uber experience to me, experiment, but like Uber in general, like just Ubering around.
Yeah,
I feel like I've always felt like there's this sense of like I usually want to talk to my driver because he or she is so pleasant.
Yeah,
as opposed to the taxi drivers that I find that it's just like there's no connection and they don't want to have a connection.
Can you think of why?
I don't know.
I know.
You know why?
Well, here's what happens when you drive for more than 3-4 hours in like gridlock traffic like this. Your ass hurts.
Gotcha.
Your ass is just killing you. You know, like, because you can see in real time how much you're making.
Yeah.
Right? The greed comes in.
Yeah.
So as a cabbie, you don't even want to go to the bathroom because you're like, oh, my next fare, my next fare, my next fare. So imagine your body's aching, greed's taken over, you're stuck behind people, and you're hoping that, oh my God, hurry up so I can get my next ride so I can get paid.
Yeah.
And that's like day in and day out. You go mad. You will go mad and crazy. That's why they don't want to talk, because they're dealing with all of this.
All of this stuff, yeah.
So I can
why
totally
is Uber
understand.
so different then?
Because Uber allows you to drive on your own schedule. It allows you to be flexible.
Yeah.
But if somebody's doing this full time, eventually they'll feel the same way the cabbie does.
Bit the same
like for me, it's okay because I have a purpose. I want to find those gems that they will share their information for the UberExperiment.
Yeah.
In season 2, I'm thinking, well, I also want to connect with real high achievers like you and people who are doing their own thing to inspire the audience, and not to just hear people's stories, but to say, how did you do it? How did you get here? So I can do the same.
Yeah.
You met Wes, our producer, right? So I met him on the Uber.
Okay.
Yeah, and then he just believed in the idea so much. He's like, man, you know, like, I really like what you're doing, you know. I was like, what if you had this person? I'm like, dude, like, this is a side thing for me. Yeah. I have a business that I need to run. I have people and stuff. Like, I have a software company, right? Yeah. And a publishing company.
Wow.
But
you are busy.
Yeah, so I'm busy. So this was just an accident.
Yeah. But it's not an accident.
This was an accident. Well, okay, so laws of attraction, whatever.
Thank you. I was going to say, you don't even, as much as you're going out and finding people, like, even just you putting this out into the universe, like, you're going to pick up people that are in line with what you're looking for.
Let's go all the way to the beginning.
Okay.
So when you were younger, what did you want to be when you were, say, 5, 6, 7?
5, 6 years old? I think like being a performer of some sort was like always what I knew. I grew up with my mom as a voice teacher.
Oh, okay.
So like piano and voice
you can sing.
were
you know I'm going to ask you to sing.
Oh God. Piano and voice were always a big part of my life, but more on the classical training side. And then I went to school for classical music as well. And after that, I sort of discovered that wasn't really how I wanted to pursue the rest of my life.
Did you try out for Canadian Idol?
I did. 1 year. I was like,
you know, we're probably gonna have one of the winners here.
Really?
I just talked to
which one?
Gus. I don't.
A dude or a girl?
It's a dude.
Oh, I forget his name.
Justin or I don't watch Canadian Idol. Really. Sorry, Farley.
That's okay.
Because I know Farley Flex.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
totally. I mean, it was a good show. Yeah. I just feel like the American version of all of these shows.
Everything in America looks better.
The only one that I think that there's two actually I think that like work very comparable and almost the same level was Amazing Race Canada is like just as good as the American one.
Yeah.
And So You Think You Can Dance Canada was also amazing. The quality was the same.
On par. Do you ever watch Canadian television and you just know it's a Canadian show?
I know.
Even just because of the camera.
Well, and there's a few that are and there's a few that aren't. Like, have you watched Orphan Black? That show, it's like above. Like, that's not Canadian television.
Flashpoint was good. Yeah. They made that look like CSI.
There you go.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I just don't understand. Like, even for our show, like right now we have this cinematic look. Yeah. So it's like a film look.
Right.
Right. And it just filters and post production.
Yeah.
Why can't they do that?
Good question.
Why do they make it look like it's?
What do you use?
I'm using Sony Vegas.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I know Final Cut and Premiere and all that, but
I use Premiere, but I feel like
I like Sony Vegas because it's real-time filters. There's no pre-render. There's nothing, so we can do 4K rendering in real time.
That's amazing.
Like when I first started, I had a different machine, and I actually had to buy a new one just for the rendering.
For this, yeah.
It took 9 hours to do 35 minutes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I was like trying to get a sponsor, you know, to
Yeah.
get it. And again, Canada is just terrible for this.
There's not as much built into the system, and
Yeah.
people are less willing to take risks. But I think Toronto's where you want to be if you want to be in a city that's going to at least try.
Look at that Superwoman right there.
Where are we? Oh yeah, there you go.
Look at this guy.
Well, bam.
Just talking about YouTube right there.
Exactly where this is all headed.
Yeah. And
Sample.
we're going to be right
This
there.
is what's happening right now. Is
Maybe
that,
I should do like Photoshop, like us in there.
Yeah, it's true. It's exactly where
And
we're
that's
headed.
Lily Singh, Superwoman, and she is
Canadian, yeah,
right?
She was. I don't know if she was born here.
Okay,
but
so
she
your mom was
mom was a singer,
yeah.
and then I went to university for music as well. After that, I actually moved to New York City to study musical theater because I was like, this is more my vibe, this is more my energy.
Did you go to Juilliard?
I did, and I went to the New York Film Academy.
That's still good.
It was
I know
great.
they're good.
It was very fun. It was just a year program because I was like, I already did 4 years. I don't want like another 4 years. I just want like a
Right.
way to get into the city. And then I stayed for a year to work in the industry, and then my visa expired, and I was like, okay, well, I could stay here, and spend a lot of money,
Yeah.
or I could move somewhere where I know I want to like make a base for myself in Canada, which Vancouver or Toronto were the two options, and I just felt like Toronto was a little more close to New York and just closer to what I liked about New York. Like, it's not New York, but we have some things that are similar here. So I moved here, and then I was just doing my acting thing, going to classes, just hitting the pavement as much as I could because it was all new to me. Like, I had all my connections in New York, but didn't always help me here. And then I met Sarah and Adriana, who run the Gay Women channel, and they asked me if I'd do this video with them, and then I did another one that actually went viral. If you've ever seen the first gay hug.
No.
If you didn't know, would you think I was gay?
Yeah.
You knew?
Only, yeah.
Really?
Of course. I mean, look at you. You're gorgeous.
Oh! It's okay, right?
Oh.
Oh, you're easy to hug. That hug video was like that was their second viral video.
How many views?
I think it's like at 8 million now.
Wow.
Yeah. Because of that sort of like catapult, they were like, we should have a second channel called the Gay Men channel, and we kind of all thought that this channel would have already existed. So we went and checked, and
there's nothing.
There was nothing. So we were like, oh my god, we have to do this.
Yeah.
So then they asked me if I would be the host, and I said, yeah, this is amazing. I think as an actor, I always knew that part of the reason I wanted to be an actor or a performer was to be an activist to some degree too.
Yeah.
Like, I knew that like to have millions of dollars wasn't really about having that money for me. It was so that I can help other people, and after I came out, it was like
after you had that money, I mean, you can do a lot of good.
You can do
money.
a lot of good with money, and not that money's the be all end all, but money allows us to do a lot of things. As a gay man, I want to.
You're gay?
Right? So confusing. I want to stand up for my community, and not that it's like a harsh thing. It's just like I'm proud of the community that I come from.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why the Gay Men channel felt like the perfect fit, to educate, to influence, to provide a place where people can feel comfortable to express themselves and learn.
What kind of topics should people expect when they come visit?
It literally is it
almost
anything you can think of.
Is it very serious topics? Is it more like a humorous way?
It started out a little more humorous. We can laugh about all this too. Like, this whole equality issue can be very heavy sometimes, and I think that we shouldn't downplay it, but at the same time, if we can't laugh about something, we like...
It's like all comes down to how secure are you within yourself to speak about these topics in public.
Exactly.
You know, me and Wes, the producers, we're trying to do our own chit-chat in the car.
Yeah.
Because in between, when we're driving around, we're just talking about life. We just filmed this 10-minute thing, and it's not released, it's unlisted, but I've been passing it around to friends, seeing what they're thinking.
Yeah.
And the title is, Are Your Friends Closet Racist?
Wow.
Because he's black, I'm white.
Yeah.
And then we were just started talking, and he's like, I have a couple of friends they have white guilt. And that's how the conversation started.
So interesting.
But I played it for my girlfriend, and she's like, I don't think you should release it. It's a little too controversial.
They felt like I was watching, I was like, okay, I get it, this is history, right?
Everybody knows slavery happened. I mean, you have to be really ignorant to not know that the Holocaust happened. Enslavement of black people and white people, Jews, happened. So if your friends feel uncomfortable, they are probably closet racists.
closet racist. I've known them for 15 years.
Yeah, and they've been wanting to call you names, man.
I want to push boundaries with my channel too, so I would always be inclined to like push further than maybe we're comfortable doing, and that's again why I knew that the YouTube was the perfect place to do it, because there's no rules.
Yeah,
like I can do literally whatever I want. And as an actor, I was like, I want something every week that's going to push me to be creative. So I have to work on a new video every week, and then I get an opportunity to speak my mind about issues that matter to me, and I get to have fun with it because I can joke around about it, but at the same time I always try to bring it back to like my own personal story, because I feel like that's why YouTube started. It's you.
Yeah. Okay.
It's
So
YouTube.
Personal stories. Like I want to get to know you. We want people to get to know you. And
Mm-hmm.
again, some of these questions you're welcome to answer them or not. It's really up to you.
Very open book.
So when you were younger, did you know you were gay?
I knew that I liked guys around grade 7. Like I didn't know what it meant. I just knew that like I was strangely attracted to them in a way that I was like, I don't think anybody else is feeling this way.
Inside, did you feel scared?
Oh, so scared. I was like, this is wrong. I shouldn't be doing this. I just shut it off as much as I could until university.
So really? So you didn't come out to university?
I didn't come out until I was 21.
Did your parents, your mom or your dad kind of...
Did
you dress up in like girls' clothes and things like that?
I grew up on a farm in Saskatchewan, so like I was legit a dude. I played hockey, volleyball, I did everything that a guy should do, or a masculine guy should do. And yet I had an older sister, so there were things like nobody knew.
Wow.
There were things like my favorite groups were like the Spice Girls, Hanson. Like those were sort of telltale signs, but in the midst of all of that,
am I gay? Right? Now, Taylor Swift, she's all right.
But the thing is, now we don't claim those things as like marking somebody as gay anymore, because I feel like our definition has changed. We're less quick to be like, oh, just because you like that means you're gay. I mean, that's still happening. Like, I forget sometimes we live in Toronto. Yeah. Okay, like go back home to Saskatchewan or the six, and it's not the same still. They're obviously, it's getting better everywhere, but I feel like here it's like, oh, it's Pride Month, so HBC is going to put like a fucking rainbow on their like branding. Right there, are you kidding me? That would, like, to see that in Saskatchewan, I mean, maybe it is happening, but that's amazing. Yeah, like that's just like an outwardly, like that's pushing the boundaries in a way that like they may be offending some people, but they know that there is the majority of people want to see that kind of acceptance,
especially in this city.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So we've got the Gay Pride coming.
Yeah, and now June has just been dubbed like Pride Month. Yeah. It's not even just like we're having a Pride parade, and for the first time, Justin Trudeau raised the Pride flag in Ottawa for the first time ever. Yeah. I mean, that's a huge deal.
But last year, gay marriage was approved in the States. In the States.
Yeah.
That's massive.
And it's when big countries make that kind of statement, it's just like people just start to follow suit. I mean, we cannot go back anymore now, which is what I think is exciting.
Well, as morbid and as bad, what I'm going to say next sounds, it's really the older generation. Once they die off.
I know. I've said this, and I don't mean to be
and it's not just gay people.
It's racism.
It's racism as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There are a lot of that generation that are understanding, and I think that's amazing that somebody who's lived through World War I and II, and now this other war, and this whole technology shift and industrial shift, and also living in a world now where everybody is equal. I wonder what that would feel like to have once known that, like, if you're white, you are better than if you're black. Yeah. I can't imagine living in a world like that, but that was only like 45, 50 years ago.
Yeah, it's pretty insane.
It's pretty insane.
Anyway, we kind of shifted.
We've strayed. But I guess that's also why I think YouTube is so powerful, because there's no rules. As much as you might be a little bit afraid to release a video, that's the one place you can release a video that is going to be more controversial. You may get a lot of backlash, but you'll also get a lot of people who are like, thank you for finally saying this. Yeah. Because if we don't start the conversation, we can't ever change anything. And that's why I also want to bring up issues on the channel that aren't just about being gay. I did a series with my family. It was called all my kids are gay, and because my siblings are all gay as well.
Your sister?
My sister's a lesbian, my brother's bi. And
wow.
Yeah. So I wanted to talk to my parents about like what has that really been like, and so we did 3 episodes: the before they knew, the coming out phase, and then we did the after effects.
What's the title of this
kids.
video so people can find it?
They're called All Our Kids Are Gay. She's the mom, he's the dad, I'm the son. Just clearing that up for you. We are popping their YouTube cherry with this video. How many kids do you have?
We have 3.
And how many of them are gay?
All 3.
What?
It's a happy home.
It's a happy home. 2 incredibly straight parents produced 3 incredibly gay children. I think we should start before you even had gay children. Before you even thought about it, we're going to go right back to even before you guys knew each other. So my first question is, when was the first time you ever heard the word gay? It's my parents just talking about having 3 gay kids.
That's interesting. I would watch that.
It is so, I think it's so interesting because that is honestly those are the kind of people I want watching the channel too. Not just gay people. I want people who want to learn more about this community because they have a cousin, they have an uncle, they have a brother, they have anybody in their family. Like, almost anybody you talk to nowadays knows somebody who is gay.
Yeah.
And I think we like get confused that we all understand this all of a sudden, just like that. And that's not true. Like, there's even young gay people out there that are not a part of a gay community and are learning what this gay community is all about.
It's about education.
Right. So that's why I want my channel to also be educational. I have a video about the Stonewall riots. It's like a monumental thing that every gay person should know about, just to know where we've come and why we have a pride parade.
Oh, I don't know why.
The Stonewall riots happened in New York City, and we had a similar riot in Toronto. I think it was called the Soap Riots. And
is that like a giant foam party?
I wish. It was when bathhouses were raided.
Oh, okay.
By police to like.
Because they're known for
bashing gay people.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like, we don't want this to happen. And so then out of that, they just wanted to protest basically, and then that started the first Pride Parade. Oh. And it just sort of evolved from there. And so like you think of the Pride Parade now, it's like this big expressive explosion of like fabulousness.
Yeah.
We're walking down the bloodline of this city, Yonge Street, but once upon a time, that was like the scariest parade you could be a part of.
So when you came out to your parents, how did you do it?
I did come out to a few friends first when I was back in university. I went to school in Winnipeg, so my parents lived in
So the very first person you ever told that you were gay?
Like, my cousin. He actually asked me if I was gay, he's like, Justin, do you like guys? And I was like, oh my God. I just at that point was so sick of lying about this that I admitted that yes, I think I'm attracted to men, but I don't really know what it means yet. That was like, I actually almost 8 or 9 months before I came out. I told him, and then the next summer, I was like, you know what? If I don't actually explore this physically, because I'd never been with a guy.
Right.
I was too afraid. If I would have, then I was afraid that he or somebody else would have found out, and then it was just not going to be fun. So then I ended up telling some friends, and I was like, well, if I told some friends, it would kill me if my parents found out from somebody else.
Yeah.
So then I went home sort of on a whim, middle of the semester, and my parents, I would never have gone home, so I just sort of made up an excuse that I was stressed out, which I don't know how they believed this, but I went home, and it was the first night, and I knew that if I didn't tell them that night, I probably wouldn't tell them, because it was just, it's like so scary, and yet it's like not a big deal.
Yeah.
Once you've done it, you're like, well, that was not that hard.
Yeah.
But actually saying the words, and it was like the last minute, my mom was walking up the stairs going to bed, and I was like, Mom, I need to tell you something. And I actually told them that I was bi, because I just didn't know.
Let's break it down.
Let's break it down a little, let's just not be so harsh about it. But I think a lot of times that's the way it happens, because you've been told for so long to like girls. So part of me did. And I think part of me is on the spectrum, I still am. I'm like a 70-30. Okay. I'm like 30% still attracted to women. If anything sexual happened, it would probably just be a one-time thing.
Have you been with a girl?
Yeah.
Okay.
But a guy, the way you feel sexually charged by a woman is the way I feel sexually charged by a man. That's the only way I can describe it.
Okay.
Yeah, you had a bi question.
I had a bi question.
Yeah.
I actually talked to my girlfriend this morning, and she's the one that suggested this question. She's like, can you really be bi? Like, or are you just gay and you just want to tell yourself that, like you 70-30?
Yeah, I think that like there is a spectrum, and when somebody sits like right in the middle, like my brother, he identifies as being more attracted to a personality than to somebody's genitalia. So
in the end, who would he end up with?
He doesn't know.
Well, that's kind of messed up.
I think it's more confusing.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like there's so many options that like, I don't know what he'll end up with. Like he was dating girls, now he's dating some guys.
Yeah. I mean,
it doesn't make sense to me because I know that I'm more attracted to men.
Yeah.
Whereas I think it's also because he has 2 gay siblings that he feels comfortable going there and exploring. I feel like there's a lot more men out there that would go and explore their sexuality without the stigma around it, but they don't because they're afraid of what people are going to say.
Okay, in a lot of historic movies, men are portrayed as bisexual or gay, right? Like in Troy and Gladiator, those types of movies.
Because that happened.
But so what ended up happening between the 300-400 years that it became so...
Religion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Religion.
No offense.
No offense to religion.
But it's true.
But what's up with the priests, right?
Have you seen Spotlight?
Yes, I've seen Spotlight.
That's
just
that
statistics
movie,
alone.
Just like it's like of course, it's what is so crazy about religion is that we just keep hiding these things about it that are clear signs that it is so toxic.
If you're a pastor or priest and you want to get your groove on with a guy, that's cool, but don't take it out on boys.
Exactly. But the problem is that we've for so long now shoved this idea down religious communities' allegedly that homosexuality is a sin and it's wrong. And it's so funny because now that I live here, I don't really think about these things as much. Whereas my parents living in like the middle of the country, it is more controversial still to bring this topic up, and you never know sometimes what side of the fence somebody sits on. I'm really proud of my parents because they in the videos that hopefully you'll watch, they literally don't care anymore. Like even when somebody has a problem with it, they're like, we've talked about this, we love our kids, we understand this community that is, the gay community is like the most accepting, welcoming, loving, beautiful family of people that I don't understand what the people's issue to me is that they can't fathom the idea of 2 men kissing. Like literally that's like the physical thing is what freaks them out.
I've had 3 close good friends of mine that were gay. One came out in Sarnia, Ian, hey, shout out, and he was like, Marcin, so I'm gay. And I'm like, I know you are. Because like, okay,
you just
no. Well, I kind of knew, but I didn't.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we joke around, like, you're gay. Like, isn't kind of like, you're kind of silly, stupid, whatever. Yeah. It's a stereotype, but, you know, so we would do that with him all the time. Yeah. And then he came out, I was like, I know you're gay. Because I thought he was doing one of those things. Oh. And he's like, no, Marcin, I'm homosexual. Actually. Yeah. I was like, really? And he's like, yeah. And then my first question was like, so are you attracted to me? Like, I just wanted to know.
That's hilarious.
And then there was like 3 other friends beside us, and I was like, do they know? He's like, yeah. I was like, so why didn't you tell me earlier? He's like, I was actually, honestly, I thought that you're gonna be like gay basher or something. I was like, really? He's like, because he thought of me as like this manly person.
Yeah, that might have a problem with it.
But I really did.
So why don't you have a problem with it?
I think, and this is the same reason that I don't think that I have a problem with colored people, is because I was born in Poland, and this wasn't around.
Yeah.
We didn't have TV, so I didn't have media really trying to brainwash me.
Yep.
Then when I moved to Canada, I moved to Sarnia. And again, same thing. In Sarnia, I mean, if there was gay people, I really didn't see any.
Yeah.
I never had the opportunity to be swayed in either of the directions.
Yeah.
And so by the time I ended up moving to university, it was just, oh, you're just another guy. Yeah. So I never thought about, oh, this is disgusting or gross. Yeah. I just never had that stigma. And then when I befriended, some of the friends, and I kind of spotted the signs because I knew it's like, okay, you're more flamboyant. Yeah. You stretch your S's or whatever. It's like you kind of tell.
There's some of the obvious things.
Eddie, Steven, shout out.
And it's funny because I feel like those stereotypical things are becoming less and less stereotypical.
Yeah.
Because more straight men are allowing themselves to express how they're feeling in similar ways to gay men. So, and also there's a lot of gay men that come out there like so straight acting, and yet you're gay.
Okay, but so let me
that breaks down the barrier right there. It's like we cannot then claim that these little things about being gay are for everybody.
Okay, you know how there's different when you're gay man. There's the bear, there's the butch. Like, tell me, like,
jock, the mask.
Yeah, break it down for me and why. Who came up with these?
It's so ridiculous. I feel like it's no wonder that we needed some labels when like groups in the community started to evolve. Like, I think it started just like gay men are all this type of person, and then we realized no, there's a lot of different types of gay men within the community. So we started to differentiate. There are like the bears, which are just like bigger guys that are hairy. I mean, there's no other way to describe it, but they're like a bear. They're like a teddy bear.
Do they cuddle?
They cuddle.
Okay.
They, like, I mean,
so they're not really like mean.
But they kind of look like they're like that bouncer type, but like they're not. And then you have the jocks, which are like, I would identify more as a jock myself.
Yeah. Pretty boys.
Like sort of pretty boys.
Yeah.
Then you have the otter, which is a new term for me. Okay. That is a smaller bear. Like somebody who's like also a little bit hairy, but is like not as big. Like he's sort of just like...
Okay.
Then you have things like discreet. Like some people don't want people to know that they're into guys, so they like want to be discreet about it. And then you have like, I feel like there's so many.
What about women? What about women?
Do women have any?
Yeah,
I don't know.
They have the butch, as far as I know.
They have the butch. They have like lipstick lesbians, baby dykes.
How do you feel about the labels?
I take it pretty lightly. These labels can be used to express how we're feeling about this community, but as soon as we start like using it to hurt people or like to put people in a box, then I don't think it's effective anymore. Then we've lost the point. We don't need these labels. They're just a way that we can be like, oh, you're kind of like this, but it doesn't mean you're all like that. To say somebody's gay doesn't mean they're flamboyant, because I have lots of gay friends that are super like manly.
How good is your gaydar?
It's very good.
Yeah? Yeah. Are you sensing anything from me?
No.
Every time I have a gay friend, I'm like, do you like sense anything, bro? Because a lot of gay men like
body
me.
Language. Yeah.
They like me because I guess I'm so friendly. I get hit on so much.
And so that is a confusing thing, and I have to catch myself in that too. That like when somebody's being friendly, it doesn't mean they're necessarily interested.
Yeah, it's like a dog rubbing against your leg. You know, it doesn't want to go home with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. The term gay sort of has negative connotations, as in like somebody will say, "Oh, this is gay."
I know.
And I do that. But I don't mean it. I don't mean it in the like it's a homosexual thing.
Yeah.
It just,
like
I'm
when
so
your
used
friend
to it.
Said he was gay, and you were like, you thought it was a joke.
Yeah.
It's because we use the word so loosely now. Like
gay used to mean happy, and then somewhere along the line
we changed it to being a negative thing. At the time when the word fag was used a lot, like that was sort of synonymous with that word. So then gay became this really.
I don't hear that a lot.
I don't really hear that word anymore at all. It almost just doesn't have the same effect as it used to. Just gay in general is sort of trending right now. Like in terms of
it's cool to be gay.
Yeah, it's cooler to be a lesbian. But it's also getting cool to be gay too. Yeah. In certain places. So now we've taken this word that was once like, if somebody was like, "Oh, you're so gay," you'd be like, "No, I'm not. What are you talking about?" Like you'd be offended. Whereas now, if like somebody says, "Oh, you're so gay," I'd be like, "Yeah, I am. Yeah. How about you?" Like we're not as afraid to say it. So I feel like it's just changed.
Let me ask you about business now.
Okay.
So do you think you're an entrepreneur?
I am.
Why do you think you're an entrepreneur?
Because I'm an idealist.
Okay.
And a realist at the same time, but I love thinking. I love big picture thinking, like dreaming in a big way. The Gay Man channel to me is a network. It's not just like we've started it on YouTube, but in my head, it's like Oprah has her network, and this is the Gay Man channel in the like 10 years down the road. Yeah. I have I am the host of this network, but I have other people's content on my network. Like I see this as like a big, huge umbrella.
I saw the interview you did with the Olympian.
Yes, Gayest.
How did you get him?
I was in LA and I reached out to him because I just watched his documentary, and he was like, "Yeah, I'd love to do something on your channel."
Cool.
And
Cool.
I honestly was very humbled that he would say yes to it, but I think he saw like the passion. This is a passion project for me. This is something that I just like will always. I don't do this for the money. I don't.
Right.
This channel is about being creative. It's about sharing content with people who may not get access to something like this.
Yeah.
And I wanted my audience, who are probably a more younger audience, to also have an opportunity to learn about somebody who has like, his story is very inspiring.
Mm-hmm.
Like he has had HIV for like 25 years and is still thriving. Like, it is not a death sentence anymore.
What's your biggest advice to anybody who wants to pursue their own thing?
Pursuing your own thing, it takes patience. It takes passion. You have to really care about this thing, because at the end of the day, like, the YouTube channel doesn't care about me. I care about the YouTube channel.
Oh, that is very well said. Very well
So
said.
if I don't do anything about it, it's not going to do anything. It's not going to change. It's not going to grow. It's me that's breathing life into this. So I would say, if you're passionate about something, if you really care about something, it's you that brings life to the project. And so and that's what's going to make it so unique.
And how does a person find passion? A lot of people struggle with that. They're like, how do I find what I really want to do?
Yeah, I mean, you got to do some soul searching.
I mean, this guy did
digging.
Yeah, I mean, you've done a lot of education, and you went to school and all this.
Yeah.
And now,
I feel like that's all. You can go to university, and that's all about learning about who you are as a person. But I think it's funny, like, all of our lives until the end of university, we have like mentors and teachers, and they're just there to help us like grow and learn. And then all of a sudden, none. Like, you're just like thrown to the world, and you're just like expecting your friends and your family to be that sort of guiding light sometimes. But I feel like we still need to be always bettering ourselves, educating ourselves, learning more about other cultures, traveling the world, to then learn about what matters to you.
it's less about academia.
It's
more about the real life.
exactly.
And the street.
And you can go to university to learn about, if you're like so hooked on philosophy, like, go learn about philosophy, but then go into the world and share that information and learn about how that's alive in today's world and not like in a textbook.
What motivates you to keep going and waking up every morning?
Oh man, that's a great question. This is so deep. My family motivates me. My friends motivate me. The channel specifically motivates me. When I discovered the channel, I think that's when I've always known I wanted to be an actor, and I think that's like sharing those stories to help people learn, or like to kind of put a mirror up to society to show everybody what they look like, is one of my passions. But the channel specifically is one of those things that I'm always getting up for now. Mm-hmm. And I don't really.
Look at that.
Yeah, you stumped me.
I stumped you, yeah.
I guess I said it before already. Like, it's not about the channel's not about the money. I want to use my influence to help influence a generation.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so grateful that I'm gay, so that I can speak from this vantage point. Yeah. So that I can be an advocate for this community. I mean, when I chose to take on the channel, I knew that I was saying, this is going to be a part of what people define me as, which at first I was a little scared of as an actor. Like, oh, is anybody ever going to want to hire me as not a gay actor? Mm-hmm. Even though the industry is very accepting of homosexuality, like the entertainment industry, there's still stigma around me having this channel sometimes if I'm playing this straight character in whatever.
Yeah.
But I realized that I will play the gay roles then. I will, because that's being written into almost every TV show now.
Yeah.
So
they have to be politically correct. They have to have,
it's almost like if you don't,
yeah,
you're like, well, this is not true to what we are living in right now.
Yeah. Okay, well, we're gonna wrap it up.
Okay.
This guy's gotta go, but I want to ask you to sing.
Oh,
Sing
yeah.
before you go.
Well, I have a music video on my channel called It's Raining Men.
Still,
Yeah.
you could do whatever you want. Just give us something.
Just give you something. Okay. You are the sunshine of my life. That's why I'll always be around. Yeah. That's all I got.
Pretty good. You'd be surprised how many people have hidden talents.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we got like
totally.
dozens of people. It was great meeting you, man.
It was such a pleasure.
Yeah, man.
Thank you. I'm off to the beach.
This is what you do when you're an entrepreneur.
Yeah, you get to go to the beach on
At
Thursday.
10, you talk shop, and then at 11, you go to the beach.
Go to the beach.
Go Gayforjustin.
Boom.
Gay for the UberExperiment.
Exactly.
Patreon.com, the UberExperiment.
The Gay Men Channel.
So
YouTube.com/The Gay Men Channel.
And your Twitter and Facebook?
At Justin Gerhard at The Gay Men Channel.
There, guys. See you next time. Subscribe, smash the like button, and we'll see you next time.
All right. See you guys. Take care,
It was
buddy.
a great time. Bye.
Absolutely.
Beautiful day.
Yeah, take your stuff. Where are you going? Cherry Beach?
We're going to the island.
Oh, the island. Very nice. How much is the ferry these days?
$7.
All right, man. Cheers.
All right, cheers, buddy.
Recommend it. That is pretty damn good. The Uber people are assuming that. Oh, come on. I'm right there, man. I can catch my breath for a second there. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Right on.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I love it.
Who's taking the picture?
It's just recording. It's just recording.
Recording. You're weird.
Yeah, you'll still. Everybody say 1 billion.
I could tell you though, I've taken a group this small and changed it into a convention centers of 15,000 to 20,000.
Wow.
Right? I can do that with this group.